Buenos dias from San Gervasi. This is the Rorschach Spain update from the 31st of October 2024. Quick summary of what's going down in Spain. The worst flood in decades on Wednesday the 30th. Over 100 people were killed near Valencia. Torrential rainfall flooded homes and roads. 1 year's rainfall in 8 hours. Matters were made much worse because PP-Vox coalition that controls the local administration when it recently came into power immediately dismantled the emergency response team because it had been mandated to deal with climate change-driven disasters, which are extremely frequent now that the Western Mediterranean is 4 degrees centigrade warmer than it was. Vox thought that was political and figured they could score some points and didn't bother to replace it with anything, so there was essentially no response by the municipality. Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, stressed the urgency of climate adaptation, calling for improved EU crisis management. Meanwhile, emergency warnings were issued in Cadiz as the storm moved south, highlighting the ongoing risk. President Sánchez went to India on Monday the 28th. Sánchez met with Narendra Modi, India's prime minister, to inaugurate India's first private military aircraft facility, a facility in Gujarat. The duo waved to crowds covered with flowers as they made their way to inaugurate the facility. Sánchez praised the partnership as a boost to Spain and India's industrial ties. This trip marks the first visit by a Spanish premier to India in 18 years. Modi visited Spain in 2017 and held talks with Sánchez at the G20 summit in 2018 and 21. Spain is the 16th largest foreign investor in India, with more than 280 Spanish companies in the country in sectors such as construction, pharmacy, energy, and the railway industry. Their ties are fairly close. Next up, on Sunday the 27th, the Spanish National Police and Customs officials seized a record 13 tons of cocaine in Algeciras, Cadiz, in the south, concealed among bananas from Ecuador. This haul surpasses a previous record of nearly 10 tons seized in August 2023, also in Algeciras, highlighting Ecuador's role as a major cocaine export hub. Authorities arrested one suspect linked to a fruit company in El Campello, Alicante in the southeast, that is already under investigation for drug smuggling. This seizure underscores the logistical power of European drug networks. Nearly 70% of European drug seizures occurring in major ports like Algeciras, and also those in Belgium and the Netherlands. Over to Malaga, also in the south, where on Thursday the 24th, its regional government announced a ban on new permits for short-term rentals. This ban, which applies to 43 neighborhoods across Malaga, comes in a response to protests against rising rents and limited long-term housing. This action mirrors similar restrictions in cities like Barcelona, aiming to protect local housing markets. Francisco de la Torre, the mayor of Malaga, also announced his intention to tax holiday rentals to fund social housing requiring national law adjustments. About 65% of accommodations in Malaga are used for short-term stays during the high tourist season. Residents argue that platforms like Airbnb contribute to high rents, pushing locals out of the market, attracting remote workers and tourists, and intensifying the city's housing crisis. The Canovellas municipal government in Valles Oriental, northeast of Barcelona, has suspended its iconic street market in Catalunya due to safety concerns over a rise in unauthorized vendors. A recent report by the Mossos, Catalunya's regional police, flagged evacuation risks from overcrowding, estimating that around 300 unlicensed sellers are blocking emergency routes. Legal vendors expressed frustration, fearing economic fallout, and urged authorities to increase police oversight rather than close the market. Emilio Cordero, the mayor of Canovellas, stressed that public safety remains the top priority, adding that officials are exploring alternatives such as downsizing or relocating the market. Still, for now, the market is set to close on Sunday, the 3rd of November. Speaking of law enforcement, Spanish police recently confirmed that on the 14th and 15th of October, the police arrested 4 men suspected of running an online hate campaign encouraging racial abuse against Vinicius Jr., Real Madrid's forward football player. The campaign urged Atletico Madrid fans to wear masks to avoid identification while targeting the black Brazilian player during the Madrid derby on the 29th of September. Vinicius, who has faced repeated racial abuse, previously labeled La Liga in Spain as racist after experiencing slurs at Valencia's Mestalla Stadium last year. This marks the first arrest related to online hate towards Vinicius Jr., following heightened attention from La Liga, which condemned the campaign as an incitement to hatred. More about football. On Saturday, the 26th, Barcelona defeated Real Madrid in one of the most infamous matches in Spanish football, El Clásico. Barcelona defeated Real Madrid at home by 4-0 at the Bernabeu Stadium, extending their La Liga table lead to 6 points. Football prodigy Lamine Yamal, who was just 17, made history as the youngest El Clásico scorer, while Real Madrid's Kylian Mbappe had 2 goals disallowed for offsides and was thwarted by Barcelona's defensive play. Other football news: on Monday the 28th, Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante, known as Rodri, the Spanish and Manchester City football player, won the Ballon d'Or, the most prestigious award in world football. Manchester City midfielder, known for his tactical prowess, played a pivotal role in Manchester City's incredible 2023 season and was awarded the Euro 2024 Best Player title for his work with Spain. On Sunday the 27th, Manuel Dominguez, Canary Island Minister of Economy and Industry, announced that long-delayed public bids for geothermal research in Tenerife, Gran Canaria, and La Palma, which are located in the southwest of mainland Spain, had been resolved. Early 2023, a team of researchers initiated the project, hoping that research would boost local energy resources and tap into renewable energy. However, researchers hit a few roadblocks as some of the mining zones they wanted to use included offshore areas which are regulated by the state, risking jurisdictional conflicts. So far, 103 million euros have been allocated to the geothermal research. Over to Navarra in the north, where the Black Power Initiative had been empowering young African migrant women to confront racism and social injustice while reclaiming their identities. The initiative offers anti-racism and sexual rights training as part of a 3-year program supported by Médicos del Mundo Navarra and funded by Fundación Caja Navarra and Fundación La Caixa. Black Power addresses challenges African descendant youth face, especially in the lack of positive representation. The group promotes unity among African descended men and women, emphasizing self-representation. They work on challenging stereotypes, reshaping perceptions, cultivating pride in African heritage within Spain's diverse cultural landscape. In tech news, a recent article by Startups shows how Spain has become a top choice for digital nomads, particularly since introducing its digital nomad visa in January 2023. The visa allows remote work and residence for 12 months with the option to extend to 5 years. Major destinations include cities like Valencia on the eastern coast. Other coastal spots like Tarifa in the south and Javea in the east provide beachside communities with a strong co-working infrastructure, while Almeria in the south attracts workers with its low costs. While Spain may be a great place for digital nomads, increasing hostility towards tourism may see a culture shift in years to come. On Wednesday the 30th, Spanish media publication The Olive Press highlighted Calpe on the Costa Brava in the northeast as the nation's top destination for Michelin-starred dining per capita, with 3 acclaimed restaurants, Audrey's, Beat, and Oro Bianco. This gives Calpe 1 Michelin star per 8,500 residents, the highest density of starred establishments in Spain. Chef Rafa Soler and Audrey's kitchen staff earned their Michelin star in 2017 for their innovative Mediterranean dishes made with local seafood, notably the renowned white prawn of Calpe. Oro Bianco, an Italian restaurant, gained a star under Chef Paolo Casagrande, and Beat, located in the Cookbook Gastro Boutique Hotel, ranked 3rd in the Marina Alta region of the Northeast. To wrap up this edition, Universal Music Group has released a Spanish version of Brenda Lee's famous 1958 hit Rockin' Round the Christmas Tree, entitled Noche Buena de Navidad. Produced by Aro Basquiero, this version retains the original music but features newly recorded Spanish vocals via SoundLab's AI tool Mic Drop. Brenda Lee says she's thrilled by the adaptation. Check it out. See if you can spot the AI. And that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us. We're thankful to our listeners who follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms, especially those who share the show with friends and family. If you'd like to pass along an episode by sending an MP3 through a messaging app, you can download any episode directly from our website at www.rorschach.com/Spain. That's RORSHOK.com/Spain. You'll also find the link in the show notes. Thank you. Hasta la próxima.